Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah and here on my channel I post physiotherapy, university and travel related content. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe, notification bell all, so you never miss a video, blah blah blah. Well, I just thought I'd pop in, do a quick video. Today's my day off placement, so I've been indoors doing some uni work. Yay, fun. Anyway, so I thought I'd pop in and give you a little update of how my first week of placement went. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently on an urgent care team at the placement I'm at. This is a 4-week placement and I'm currently in week 2 of this placement. Well, placement's going great. I'm enjoying it. I've set goals for this placement. So like a goal of mine for the placement is to try and be as independent as possible towards the end of the placement, considering this is my 5th placement and in total at Birmingham we get 6 placements. So by the 6th placement, most people, the goal is to basically be kind of like a band 5 at that point. So you want to be as independent as possible and you want to gain as many skills as possible. Ultimately, obviously, there's a clear understanding that you're a student, you're not going to know everything. And same thing when you're a practicing practitioner. You're not going to know everything, and the sooner you accept that, the better it is. But yeah, it is going great. So in the first week, so basically in the urgent care team, I'm based on AMU, and sometimes I'm in like AMU assessment or I'm in ED. So it was moving around quite a bit. So obviously, like with every placement, the first thing you want to do when you get there is like get used to the team, get used to the setting, get used to the trust. Because I don't think I haven't had one placement under the same, like 2 placements under the same trust. I've always like gone back and forth. Yeah, so every trust is different. Every trust uses like, well, not every trust. Sometimes they may use a different computer system. So like I've been in trusts that use one system and then the other uses the other system, and then some use paper systems. It's just a lot of like learning in the first week. So that's what I did. I did a lot of understanding the trust, understanding like where things were. But I did obviously get to see patients. So on AMU, the main things I do is, well, the team, not necessarily me, we go in the morning, triage, so like look through who's there in that space. It's a short stay ward, look who's there, and then we do like get social history, which by the end of that first week I was allowed to be independent with getting social histories, so that's great. So that means I can actually help out. So we would get social histories, do initial assessments, so that's like seeing them on the feet, seeing how they transfer, and then the last thing would be like discharge planning, or planning whether like they can or can't be like go home. It's slightly different on ED. ED is more of a, you still do the social history thing, you still do the initial assessment. Discharge planning is even more important, especially if you're trying to avoid the admission, because that's the main thing. Like one of the main reasons why physiotherapists have been placed in ED is to help avoid as many admissions that you get in hospitals. Like you see a lot of patients who have come in because they've had a fall, and usually, well, before physios were in there, that role, they would kind of just get admitted depending on if they're medically fit or not. And many of the patients who aren't medically fit, they don't need to be in hospital. They can get outside community therapy, or we can see them very quickly and deem actually, maybe for now you might have to be downstairs at home, or maybe you'd be fine if we just give you a walking aid. Yeah, so you get that quite a bit. It's pretty interesting. I've been enjoying it. The team's been great. I feel like I've learned quite a bit. In terms of, well, I've done this kind of setting before. On my 2nd placement, when I was in Opal, I spent some time on front door Opal. Oh, yeah, front door Opal. So that was ED. And while I was on my Opal placement, I was based solely on AMU. So many of these things I've done before, but it's more about building the confidence and doing it independently, which is something that has been the main focus of many of my placements up to this point. So I'm like glad that the team has been very helpful, very welcoming, and giving me the space to be able to focus on growing myself. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know, the fact that this is a 4-week placement, I'm kind of just like, how are we at the halfway point is a bit, I don't know. I wish I had a little bit longer. To be fair, I usually get like that with some placements where I wish I had a little bit longer. But yeah, I just wish I had longer on this placement, but then wish I had less time at uni. Like, you know what I mean? I'm at that point in my journey to graduation and everything that I'm kind of like, I'm done. I mean, I'm talking about graduation as if I've handed in my dissertation yet, which I haven't. It's not due for now anyway, but it's just a lot to think about. But yeah, other than that, really, there's not really much to say about what I've done other than like seeing some chest patients as well. We've done some of that. But these like skills I've had from for like, so seeing chest patients along with supervision. It wasn't like on my pediatric placement where I was kind of independent in that sense, but it's slightly different. It is interesting like looking at the difference between adult respiratory and child respiratory, because there's a slight difference. But I mean, the skills you use aren't different, but it's just like anatomical differences and how you talk to them different. But yeah, it's been great. This week so far is going really well. I sat down with my educator. We set some goals of stuff for me to do by the end of the placement. Yeah, and this week's going well. I hope the same for next week. And the last week, of course, I hope it's just as great. Want to, finish with a bang kind of thing. But yeah, as I said, quick video, quick pop in. Hope you guys are well, and hope you guys, enjoy your placements when you go on placement. And let me know what placement you get. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.